If we have another billionaire move into the silver market, it is game over. My fellow silver investor, silver stacker, basement dweller, are you frustrated? Are you concerned? Are you wondering, will the price of silver really ever truly take off? Sure, we've been doing good lately, but could we see 38, 48, 58, $108 per ounce for silver? I know you've got a lot of questions. I came across something that really stimulated some great thoughts in my mind about the silver price. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about this factor that nobody's talking about. I haven't heard anybody talking about this as a potential major catalyst for the price of silver. But before we do that, I want to give credit where credit is due, because of all places, I discovered this when reading an article from a website called Benzinga. They go through a number of factors that could help catapult silver through the end of this year. But then the final one, wow, that's where things really get interesting. And I'm telling you guys, this is the type factor that there's really only major upside and no downside risk with this happening. And it could get real exciting. I just want to say thank you for being here today with me in the basement. We're going to dig in to this article, 4 reasons why silver soars in 2024. And we're going to get to the secret X factor at the end. But please give this video a thumbs up. That really helps the channel. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the support that you give us, your time right now. You are really the most important part of Ron's Basement. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 4 reasons silver soars in 2024 by Nicholas Chahini. Let's dig through or run through or dig through, whatever. Silver catalyst number 1, the gold to silver ratio that's out of whack. The gold to silver ratio today is about 84.4. That means it takes 84.4 ounces of silver to get 1 ounce of gold. Historically, the average, he says, has been around 30-1. Guys, if the gold to silver ratio was 30-1 right now, we would have $80 silver. Easy. I think the historical ratio is closer to 50-1. What do you think? That's more what I see when I look at a long-term chart, especially with recent history. 50-1, 60-1, even with 60-1 gold to silver ratio, we're talking about a $40 per ounce silver price. Catalyst number 4 is the big one, baby. Hold on for this one. Nobody's talking about it, and I'm telling you, it could be big, big moves in the silver price. Number 2, rising industrial demand. Okay, historical, the ratio isn't as an iron law, of course, but when actual laws concerning silver and gold were passed, the official ratio was much closer to parity. In ancient Rome, the price ratio was set 12-1. This doesn't seem to be anything about industrial use. In 1972, the U.S. government made it 15-1. I didn't know that. That's interesting. A similar ratio was capped in France at the time. So if we had a 15-1 gold to silver ratio, hold on here one second. Let me do some math. If we divide 2,400 by 15, that would be a $160 silver price. And that's what the ratio was in the United States in 1972. Wow, that is crazy. Silver catalyst number 3. The rise of electric vehicles, solar power, and AI. Do we really need to talk about this, basement dwellers? We know there's unbelievable demand coming from the solar sector. There's unbelievable demand coming from the electronic sector. Everywhere we look, right? There's everything new needs silver. We talk about this idea that silver could be the new oil. Oil was kind of the energy commodity of the last 100 years. Is that shifting to silver as everything electric and solar is reliant upon silver? I think there's a good chance that we could see that in the next 100 years. Let's go on to catalyst number 4, which is the big one. Get ready. Okay, this is something nobody's talking about. Before we do that, I just want to say thank you to channel sponsors, First Mining Gold and Fortuna Mining. You can learn more about both of those respective companies at their websites. Let's go to number 4. Silver catalyst number 4, a new silver billionaire. Thomas Kaplan credits Warren Buffett with making him a billionaire. In 1997, Buffett bought 3.5 tons, of silver in a move that was seen as a surprise master stroke. At the time, the silver prices were languishing. Kaplan says, by the grace of God, his company became public. And he had done that the week right around the same time as Buffett. Guys, this is the big deal. Okay. Buffett made $97 million in profit. If we have another billionaire move into the silver market, it is game over. And nobody's talking about this. All we hear from the top analysts are that silver is the most undervalued asset really in the history of the planet. So if we have another billionaire move into the silver market like Warren Buffett did in 1997, it's game over. Okay, it is absolutely game over. But I want you to take a look at some of the reasons why Buffett went into silver in 1997 and ask yourself, are the conditions the same right now? Warren Buffett's silver investment, 1997. Purchase. Buffett, through Berkshire Hathaway, bought a large amount of silver. By the end of 1997, Berkshire Hathaway had accumulated 130 million ounces of silver, which was about 37% of the world's known supply at the time. Timing. He started buying silver when its price was historically low. Reasoning. Buffett saw silver as undervalued. He believed the supply-demand fundamentals of silver were favorable. Think about what we know right now when it comes to supply and demand for silver. Think about that now, and we're into the 4th year of a major silver deficit. Is the situation the same now? Market impact. Buffett's massive purchase of silver did not go unnoticed. It had a noticeable impact on the silver market, causing prices to rise. The outcome was his purchase helped validate silver as an investment asset, influencing market perceptions. Do any of you out there know Warren Buffett? Knock, 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 knock. Warren, we're in the same situation right now that we were in 1997. Heck, the fundamentals might even be more attractive right now for a silver investment as they were in 1997. But it's not just Warren. It could be any number of billionaires. And we're going to talk about some of them here in a second. But first, I want to recommend to Warren Buffett. I know you watch Ron's Basement. I have that on good word. You're always welcome here with all the other basement dwellers. If you are going to buy silver, Warren, I just want to make a recommendation. I'll never tell you what to do, but you might want to check out channel sponsor Pimbex, Pimbex, Pimbex.com. You know what, Warren? I'll even take you out here to the website so you can see it. Pimbex. You can get gold, silver, platinum group metals. Hey, guys, on a serious note, thank you to Pimbex for sponsoring Ron's Basement, making this video, making the channel possible. If you want to help support Ron's Basement, if you want to help support Pimbex, just give them a chance next time that you are shopping for gold, silver, or platinum group metals online. We'll never tell you what to do, guys, but I think if you compare what you can get, the level of service that you get, and the price that you get, and the selection that you get at Pimbex, you'll be real pleased when you compare them to the other big online bullion dealers. So why isn't anybody talking about a big investor, a billionaire, a big hedge fund moving in and acquiring a large amount of silver? Guys, wouldn't that make the price of the metal just absolutely skyrocket? And it's only a good thing. When we look at this factor, this possibility, there's really no downside to it. I guess if we heard that some big major hedge fund shorted silver, but heck, we know that's already been the case. So what if somebody big moves in and buys massive amounts of silver, like Warren Buffett, or maybe Ray Dalio, or maybe Jeffrey Gundlach, or any number of these guys? We don't even know their names. There's so many of these billionaire hedge fund type people out there. It could get very, very exciting. Remember, back after the pandemic, Warren Buffett did start to buy a small amount. I believe it was Barrick Mining, and that sent the mining stocks flying. So if we just get one big, and the attractiveness of the silver market is such that at some point, these big guys, they're just not going to keep ignoring it. They're going to move in. They're going to see what the Chinese are doing. They're going to see what the Indians are doing. It could get very, very interesting, and it could happen very quickly. And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm, reinvented the wheel or anything here, but I don't hear anybody else really talking about this possibility of a big name brand, ultra wealthy investor coming into this market. That's always a possibility. Okay. On top of that, right, just the other factors involved, we know, I believe, most of us know and believe that silver is a good long-term generational investment. I know one thing for sure, and I believe it with my heart, and that is how much I appreciate you joining me today here in the basement. I hope you enjoyed your time. I want you to come back. I'll look forward to seeing you again soon.